Hello everyone, I'm here today with an intro slash prep video, and it is for my Chicago 2022 album, which you can see here. So starting off with, I am using a Life Crafted album from Searcher's Twist. I forget the exact color of this one, but it's very aqua colored. This is what the spine looks like, and it will hold 3x8 and 4x8 layouts. I plan to do a mix of both. I have done one other Chicago album in a similar size, and I did it, but it's tough. It is packed to the hilt, like nothing else is getting in there. So I'm trying to be a little more conservative this time in what I include, and knowing that it could get out of control really quickly. So I just wanted to show, though, I do have some photos dropped in already, but not a lot else happening. So like this will be my opener, and then I'm not sure exactly what will go here. We took the train. My friend had never really been on Amtrak other than we did a short stint between Boston and New York. So this was an 8.5 hour ride from Minneapolis to Chicago. So we decided to do the train both ways so that we could have that experience. And I love train travel, so I was all about that. So there will be some photos of us on the train, and then obviously in the city doing activities. So I tried to pre-plan what I want for photos. Now, I will say it never comes out exactly the way that I think. So chances are a lot of this will change. But right now I have sort of a plan on how I want things to go, and I've at least gotten most of my photos ordered, cut, put in here, and all of that. So that just lets you see about how big I think it might end up being. However, there's no 3D ephemera in here. None of my brochures are in here. So again, this is why I need to be careful, because it could get out of control quickly. So with that said, now I'm going to grab out my bin of stuff, and I'm going to show you what I have gathered as I prepare to do this album. So this is my bin where I have kept everything. And as you can see, it's just for more than one album. So half of it is Chicago, half of it is for the trip I took to Amsterdam and Belgium and a little bit of France. So that's in here as well. So I'll just take out all the Chicago stuff and we'll look at that. The first thing I have a kind of a mix of some background papers that I might want to use, some stickers, puffy stickers, foil stickers, all kinds of stickers really, and then also some specialty things for Chicago. So I'll pull all these out here. And it may seem like a weird mix of stuff, but I have a method here. So we went to the planetarium. So that's why when I found this paper, I pretty much jumped for joy, because I know it's going to match some of the stuff I have. And I love that it's gold foil and that it has constellations on it. So it's perfect. We also went to a butterfly habitat when we were there. And I had this left from... what did I use it for? I don't remember. I know the paper's from Stampin' Up! Though. It came in a whole set. And I held it thinking like, eventually I'll have something where it'll work. Sure enough, we went to the butterfly habitat, and now hopefully I'll get to use some. And then I have all of these different foil stickers. Now, obviously I've used some of these, but we went to a donut place when we were there, so I know I can use those. We went to the shed, so anything that's sea creature related or ocean themed would probably be good. So I have those. As you can see, I have a problem with pip stickers. I love their stuff. Again, for the planetarium, both of those sets. We did eat some street food at a vendor, and so I have these for that. And then these are just little arrows to use around for whatever. And I actually threw them in there for both Chicago and for the Europe trip, because there are lots of them, and I feel like it would work for both, just given different colors of things that we saw. I think it'll be fine. But I'm going to leave them with Chicago for now, because I'm not even close to starting that other album. Then I have some puffy stickers. Clearly I've used some, but there are other things on here that would work for Chicago, so I'm throwing those in. Some other chipboard stickers here from Ellie Studio. These I've had forever, and I'm really looking for any excuse to use them, so they went in here. Same with these. I've had these Chamel stickers for a long time, and they're very city related, the pigeon and stuff. And so I thought maybe I can really make an effort and get some of these used up because I've had them a long time. I either need to use them or get rid of them. And then I have these, which are all about planetarium stuff. I think, is it called Starlight, the set that I bought? They're digital files. I can't remember, but it's all stuff related to constellations and planets and things like that. And so that's definitely appropriate. And then these are also digital files that I bought, and they are things that are specific to Chicago. And a lot of what's on here we did or we saw. And I'm actually not crazy about all the colors in here, given what I know I took and what I have. But I'm willing to try to make it work, so I threw them in there as well. As I'm looking at my stuff here, it also makes me wonder, do you guys prep for albums like this, or do you just wing it? I feel like I work better when I have some kind of parameter set for myself. If there's too much choice, it's almost worse for me. So I definitely like having a plan. Even if I deviate from that plan, at least I had some kind of structure to start with. And I like gathering my stuff so that it's all together in one place. What I have in here are cards, both 3x4 and 4x6, that I have picked out that I think might work in the album. There's also, I see, a 3x8 and a 4x8 in there. But these are ones I picked out either because they said Chicago or they featured things I know we did, like we did have deep dish pizza. This actually says Chicago. We didn't go to that building really. We kind of saw it from a distance, but I've been there before. And I like this one because of the planetarium. That's actually the Chicago skyline, which is awesome. So I definitely have things in here specific to Chicago. I think I have 3 or 4 digital sets now that are all about Chicago. And living in Minneapolis, like I get there a lot because it's fairly close. I'm actually going to be there again 2023. I know, because there's an event going on. So to me, it's worth it to buy these because I know they'll get used. So as you can see, oh, I have printed 2 of those apparently. So I have just a bunch of those. And then, you know, I include some more generic things too, like about a meal and coffee, because we did those things. And Lake Michigan, I thought this might work. Taking the L, you know, that kind of stuff. So all of these are thrown in there because they have something about them that I thought might be suitable. And then this one I love because it's got the train. This is the actual Chicago skyline. I have 2 and I threw them both in here. So I really won't use both unless I screw one up somehow. But I put them both in there. So they're in there. And then I have some more generic ones, although I like the elevated train there. Midwest is best. And just a more generic one. But I know the colors will work, so it made it in here too. I have also gathered some acrylic pieces that I have. So like you can see, this one says Let's Go, and then there's just a mix of travel things in there. This set and this one are because of the shed. Certainly, I would not use all of those, plus it would make it way too bulky. But, you know, 2 to 3, maybe I might if the colors work, depending on what's in my photos. So I have those. And then this one, we went in mid-June. I love it that I have a month here that says that. And then I found these in my stash, little butterflies. So I wouldn't use these with that paper I showed. That's way too much. But if I can end up doing more than one layout, maybe I can use both. And then I just have this one that says Sightsee. And the reason I picked the album I did, and the reason this is in there, is when we were taking photos out by the Adler Planetarium, looking back at the Chicago skyline, Lake Michigan looked like this color that day. It was so beautiful. The weather was perfect. And I'm just hoping I can use it somewhere. And then I have one of these citrus twist envelopes where I have put little pieces of ephemera and sayings and things in there. Again, things that I think would work for Chicago. We did take the bus, and so I have that. We saw penguins, just lots of different travel related stuff. We loved our neighborhood. We stayed in Lincoln Park, which is pretty much my favorite part of Chicago. So I have that. Oh yeah, there's a train I have for the L, and some different things here. Oh, we went to the art museum and saw some stuff, so I have that. You know, just random fun stuff. I actually have this one that says rail since we took the train. Now, looking at this right now, I don't know that that color is going to work with the photos that I ended up getting, but it's in there because you never know. Oh yeah, this one actually says Chicago, which I love. And a little skyline. I think this is supposed to be more like New York maybe, but I think I could maybe get away with it. So lots of fun stuff in here. And I tend to do this for every album I do. If I see things that I think would work, I throw them in there. Generally speaking, I bet I only use about half of what I gather, and then I just disperse it when I'm done to other projects. And last but not least, I have all of my memorabilia. And I'm a scrapper where I like to include that kind of stuff, even if it's not perfectly flat or maybe it got spilled on or something. I've had receipts like that. I still like to use it. So here I have the little coffee cozy thing from when we were at Fire Cakes. We actually went there for the donuts, but they ended up having really good coffee. So I kept this as well, the little sleeve. And if anybody has ideas on how to incorporate some of this, I feel like sometimes I end up doing the same things with them. I'd really like to incorporate different ways of including my memorabilia. So if you have any suggestions or you've seen something somewhere, please leave me comments and let me know, because I'm willing to consider just about anything. And I also have this patch, and of course it's meant to be sewn on something, but I will just use probably red line tape and adhere it in some way. But I love the design and it's so bright and colorful. I want to use that. And then the other stuff is really just a lot of brochures from our Sky Deck experience. I bought this panoramic postcard. I'd have to cut it, obviously. We went to St. Clement Church because that's right in Lincoln Park, literally like a block around the corner from where we stayed. So I don't know that I'll include the entire thing. I kept it because of the info that's in it. But maybe I would if I had enough room and I could fit it in there. I might. And then I have the guest guide from the Adler, and it has a map, so that's kind of fun. And then just a postcard I bought in one of the gift shops, I don't remember which one, that I could include, and one little receipt here. And I don't know that I'll include all of that, but I kept it just in case. So now you've seen everything that I have gathered, including the album. And although I've done several Chicago albums, I'm really excited for this one too, because generally I go alone. Those are solo trips for me, but this time my friend got to go with me. And so it's almost like you'd experience it again, but through someone else's eyes because it's brand new to them. And that's super fun. So I'm really energized about working on this album. I hope you'll come along and watch me put it all together. Thanks for watching.